guys, it's me, Gary Lee Stanley, your sales guy. How are you doing today? Today we're going to talk about our favorite subject, which is sales. All right, what is our subject for today? Our subject for today is pretty cool, and it's very personal. So here's what our subject for today is. What is it like to start in real estate as an older person? Okay, I'm just going to say I'm not no spring chicken. I'm not a millennial. I'm not a 20-year-old, a 30-year-old, 40-year-old. I'm above, okay? So what I'm sharing with you is some experiences that you might want to consider when you're first getting into the real estate business. You probably ain't never heard nobody talk about this subject. What is it like to be an older person working in real estate? Well, there are some pros and there are some cons. One of the pros that I can probably say is we have life experience. If you are an older person, you've lived your life, you've lived a good long life, you've probably had a lot of things happen to you, and you can use those experiences to be successful in selling real estate. Now, I've been in sales in one form or capacity since the 80s, and I've been able to experience a lot of different things, and I've helped a lot of people buy a lot of different things. I'm just saying. And one of the things that I wanted to do as I got a little bit older, I had a chance to do this in my 20s, but I thought, I don't want to have to take all those classes. Well, guess what? Many years have passed, and I've taken all those classes, okay? And I'm still taking upgraded courses. I just finished my 63-hour course, my continuing education 45-hour class. So if you're just getting into real estate, these are some things that you're going to have to do. And some states, they even have it to where you have to do even more than 63 hours. Some are 100 to 120. It depends. Plus, on this top, guys, when you're first getting into real estate, everybody has to do pretty much the same thing. And a lot of the people who are a little bit older may not be as technology driven. Okay, I'm just saying. And in this day and age, if you're wanting to work in real estate, you really need to learn how to use your computer. You really need to learn how to use media. You need to learn how to use your cell phone. You need to be able to use all the tools that have been available, not for a long time, because it used to be people had beepers not too many years ago. People didn't have access to all the different websites, to be able to look up all the information about different products, different properties, and things like this. So it's a little bit easier, but it's a little bit more complicated. Now, my brothers and sisters that are younger, okay, they grew up with technology, but a lot of people my age may have not been brought up with it. We're used to the old-fashioned way. We got our business cards, we go talk to people. But see, here's the thing, guys. When you're getting into real estate, one of the things that you need to learn how to use is your phone correctly. Your phone is like a computer on steroids, and you can actually talk to customers via text with a video and say, hey, I was just thinking about you. And here's the thing, guys. You also have different platforms that you can use out there to be able to put your information out there. Facebook is a big one, guys. I'm just saying. And when you're a little bit older, you may have some friends, and some people have a tremendous amount of friends. A lot of people like Facebook, but then you have some people who say, I don't like it. Well, you better want to like it, because what you want to do is you want to make sure that all your friends in your what they call a sphere of influence know that, hey, I'm in the business. I sell real estate, okay? And here's the key, guys. Whether you like it or not, you got to get in the middle of it. You've got Rumble. You've also got this thing called YouTube that you can use to go ahead and market your stuff, to let people know that, hey, I'm in the real estate business. And that's what I do. Because like I said, my name is Gary Lee Stanley. I work for Exit Real Estate Gallery right here in Jacksonville, Florida. You have to have a domain name, a website. Like say, for instance, for myself, for my customers come look at all the homes and stuff that are available in the market, they use what mine is called Your Real Estate salesguy.com. It takes them directly to my Exit website. It gives my customers the capability to look at all the homes that are for sale, condos, properties that are actually out there, and it's updated twice a day, so that way they've got the most accurate information the pricing of the homes, and it makes it more easier. Remember, guys, when I told you, hey, when you get into real estate, what was our subject about? It's what is it like to be an older person when you get into real estate. At first, it's like, man, you mean I got to go back to school? I've got to learn all this new information. And all this information is like learning a new language. I'm just going to say, and if you're a younger person, you're watching this, don't worry, your turn's coming. You'll get older if you're lucky, and you'll be able to have a lot of wisdom. I'm going to do a video for younger people too who are just getting into real estate. But we're talking about people who are in real estate now or trying to get into real estate that are older. Don't be afraid. I'm just going to say it. It ain't easy. It's tough, and you have to have tough skin in this game. A lot of what I did was I had my other businesses. I put my other businesses on hold, and I had to start all over again. I had to reinvent myself. I had to let other people know that, hey, old Gary Lee is out here on the market selling homes now and helping people sell their homes and helping people buy their homes. And I'm going to tell you what, here's the thing. A lot of time, unless you have a loan officer in your back pocket feeding you deals and information and people and leads and stuff like that, it ain't that easy, guys. I'm telling you, it can be kind of rough. It can be kind of tough. So if you're not used to working on what they call straight commission, okay, it sucks sometimes, especially when you don't make no money until you actually sell a home. And it can take anywhere from 30 to 45 days or longer to get your pay, okay? Because you got to do all the financing, you got to learn all the paperwork, you've got to learn how to market yourself. And I'm going to tell you this, guys, the paperwork for me is the hardest part. Now, if you are a person who loves doing paperwork and stuff, it's not real complicated, but it's kind of complicated if you're more of what they call just a salesperson. You like to talk to people, you can get people excited, and that's what I'm real good at. So one of the things that was really tough for me when I first started was the paperwork, because there is a process, and these are legal documents that if they're not correct, you can get in a lot of trouble, and you can get fined, and you can have a really hard time. Again, I'm not trying to scare you. What I'm trying to do is inform you that when you're wanting to be in real estate, it's a little bit more deeper. And when you take the classes, some people do it online. I did mine in person. I went to courses for 8 weeks. I went 3 days a week, and I was fortunate enough to have some really good training. Plus, I took some great training online. I went and watched some YouTube videos, a bunch of them, signed up for this one little particular course that I was able to be able to learn more, because I'm one of these kind of persons that I need a lot of information from different sources. Plus, I recorded myself and out of all the books and materials and all the tests and stuff that I took, so that way I could listen to it. I recorded it in my own voice. And when I was out there working for a living, because that's what I had to do, because I'm an older person, I got a mortgage to pay, I got a kid to take care of, I got a home, bills, and so forth. So I had to have some audio coming into my brain of all the information, because I just couldn't sit down and study all the time. So I was able to listen as the day progressed, and I was able to learn that language of real estate. Okay, and here's the funny thing, guys. When you get done with the study and the course and everything, you're going to find out, damn, that ain't got nothing to do with what I'm doing. Because a lot of that stuff is technical, basic information, logic, verbiage, words, how to have that conversation. It's just like a lot of stuff. When you look at a book, you want to go ahead and know how to read it. So you want to make sure that when you get into real estate, you have a chance and an opportunity to know what you're talking about. And in the beginning, like I said, when it really starts is when you find the company that you want to go work for. Now, for myself, because I'm an older person, I've had some jobs before. I've helped a lot of people buy stuff, and I've worked for companies who ain't around anymore. So what I did was, for myself, being an older person, is I went out and interviewed 10 different companies. On the very last one, number 10, that's when I went to work for Exit Real Estate Gallery. Diane Cook, okay? She was And she really impressed me. She took the time out of her busy schedule, told me all the features and benefits of the company Exit Real Estate Gallery and what they offered. Now remember, when you're first getting into this business, guys, you're going to need a mentor. You're going to need somebody who's going to help walk you through the process of the paperwork. A lot of us fail because of paperwork. A lot of us fail because we don't get out there and go knock on doors. And let me tell you guys, here's another thing. If you're wanting to sell real estate, you got to figure out how to get leads. Okay, leads, you can go to Boomtown, you can pay for that source if your company has that available, and you get those. And they're opt-out, there are different ones that can also help you to get leads. Now for myself, I am an old-fashioned kind of guy, sometimes. And what I did was, I listened to people who've already been there, and who I don't have to reinvent the wheel. So as an older person, I was listening, well, how can I make more money? How can I get more leads? How can I talk to as many people? So I went out there and got my bumper my cards made up, got my little signs on the side of my door doing this, okay? And also I got the capability, and I started saying, well, how do I get leads? I started calling the people in my influence, people that I knew, and started telling people, hey, this is what I do. I started doing open houses for people. I'll tell you what, there are people who have a lot of business going on, and they need someone who's like you and me to sit at those open houses when people come in, say, hey, what do you think about the house? But if they don't have any representation, what we do is capture that information, tell them, hey, we'll call them and we'll get back with them. And sometimes you get lucky enough to get an opportunity to sell somebody a home. That's how I got my first one. I was doing an open house. But also another thing is old school. You got to farm a territory. When you're older, you're going to farm a territory. You got to farm. No, I don't mean get out there and farm and make the tobacco, or get out there and pick corn and potatoes and all that. What I mean is you go knock on some doors. Did you hear what I said? Okay, and it gets hot here in Florida. So what I started doing was I started knocking on doors in the community where people who were renting a lot more so than they were actually buying a home. And they were out there spending all kinds of money. So I had to do my research to find out where are a lot of people renting properties more so than buying properties. And I went and had conversations with these people. And what I do is I tell them, hey, if you're spending this kind of money, then you might want to consider buying a home. Because see, the price of renting is just as much as almost as buying a home. And there are a lot of people who need our help. They don't know that. They're afraid. So my simple job as a salesperson, and that's what you really are, is a salesperson, is to inform people. So if you're an older person and you're getting into this business, it's a little bit more than you actually thought. Even if you're a young person, you may be going, dang, that's a lot of information. That's a whole lot of stuff. And my simple job today is just to say, look, just because you're an older person doesn't mean you can't do this, but you do need to get more tech savvy. You do need to get out there and work your ass off, okay? I'm not going to say it. Ain't nobody in this business going to give you anything, again, unless you got somebody out there helping you. And you better make sure that you have some money in the bank for at least 6 months, so that way, once you get out there and you ain't sold nothing yet, you're not going, damn, I got to quit this job. And I'm going to tell you what, it can be rough. Now, if you got a significant other, or you got a pension, or you got money saved up, that helps a lot, because when you first get into the business, it can be rough. It can be tough. And I'm going to tell you what, it ain't always exactly what you think. And today, like I said, I'm doing an open house. I take care of my customers, and I do open houses for my customers. There's a lot of things that are involved when you become a salesperson, when you start selling real estate. Hey, it looks real glamorous on TV, and those people generally have been doing it probably 4, 5, 10 years. And then you have some people, they come on board, they hit it out of the park right off the bat. And a lot of times it helps. It works like that, but it doesn't always. And our simple conversation today was, what is it like to be an older person in this business without that background? It can be tough, guys. It can be exhilarating. It can be exciting. I just love it. I'm always on the go. You got to be excited. You got to be amped up. You got to be ready to go. You got to be ready at the drop of a hat. And as an older person, you got to make yourself available. People who do this business part-time, they can do pretty good, but you really got to get all the way in it. I have my customers say the reason why I do business with you is because, what is my motto? I work 7 days a week. Okay, some people don't want to work 7 days a week. Well, what I mean by that is I make myself available at any time. And then I set appointments. We go out and look at properties. And as an older person, you really got to be on the ball. And here's the thing, when you're an older person, you got all these great experiences, and you've probably bought a house, or maybe you haven't, maybe you have. You can use those experiences to be excited on helping people buy homes. And remember, it ain't what you like, it's what the customer like. So do me a favor, guys, if you have any questions, check out my website. It's at yourrealestatesalesguy.com, and check out my exit website, and you can actually look at all the homes. Share this information if you like it. Give me a thumbs up and subscribe. And remember, guys, just because you're an older person doesn't mean you cannot grasp this opportunity, because it really is a great opportunity. It really is exciting. And yes, it can be tough and daunting, and the paperwork can be frustrating, and the new technology and all the blah. Okay, but you can do this. So get out there, get your little education on, go ahead and study your butt off, get your doggone license, and get out there and sell something. And remember your friend, Gary Lee Stanley. Check out my new website on YouTube. It's under Your Real Estate Sales Guy. I put all my new videos that's got anything to do with real estate on it. I got some other channels, some comedy channels. And if you're wanting to learn how to be a salesperson, check out this channel, which is Gary Lee Stanley, Your Sales Guy. So we just had a great conversation about real estate. So remember, if you're thinking about getting in real estate and you're an older person, don't let anyone steal your dreams. You're not too old. I don't care how old you are. People, listen, this ain't like digging ditches, but it really is tough in the beginning. And when you get going, whoo, man, all those customers, they're going to love you because you're an older person and you've been there and you understand. Get out there and sell something. And my name is Gary Lee Stanley. Check out my website at Exit Real Estate Gallery at yourrealestatesalesguy.com. And I'll help you buy a house, or I'll help you sell a house, or at least I'll be there for you if you have any questions. Have a nice day. And if you're older, don't give up. Hey man, it doesn't matter how old you are in real estate. People just want to buy a home. Okay? All right.